You know, there are secrets hidden inside your phone. It has senses you probably never even knew existed, and they're quietly changing your world in ways you might not expect.
Okay, so we've all been there, right? You're just chatting with a friend about something specific. I don't know, maybe some new hiking boots. And then, like, moments later, you're scrolling through your feed and bam, an ad for those exact boots pops up. It feels impossible. Your first thought is, my phone is listening to me.
And look, that creepy feeling? It's totally real. Your phone does know what you want to buy. But, and this is the important part, it's not listening the way you think it is. The truth is actually a lot stranger, and honestly, way more powerful.
All right, so let's get right into it. We've got to tackle this head on. The biggest myth in tech today. The idea that your phone's microphone is just always on, recording everything you say for advertisers. So a bunch of researchers at Northeastern University decided to get to the bottom of this. They ran this massive study, one of the biggest of its kind, where they looked at over 17,000 different applications. And we're not talking about some obscure apps here. They tested the big ones. You know, the most popular apps on Android, including stuff from Facebook and Instagram, just to see, are any of these things secretly turning on the mic? So after sifting through mountains and mountains of data, you want to know how many apps they caught red-handed, secretly recording conversations? This many. 0. Absolutely none. Not a single one was caught eavesdropping. So while the idea is definitely scary, the evidence, it just isn't there. But that just brings up an even bigger question, right? If they aren't listening, why does it feel so much like they are? Well, it really just comes down to simple practicality. Think about it. Another study, this one by a cybersecurity firm, confirmed it. If your phone was constantly recording audio and uploading it, you'd notice it would use up a ton of your data, and your battery life, it would just be toast. It's not a very smart way to do things. Turns out, they found a much smarter way. See, your phone doesn't need to listen to you. Why? Because you're constantly telling it everything it needs to know. You're basically creating this digital shadow that follows you everywhere you go. It starts with the super obvious stuff, right? Your searches. Every single thing you type into Google is like a direct memo about what you're thinking, what you want. Then there's your purchases. Every item you look at or buy online. And it's not just online. When you scan your loyalty card at the grocery store, yep, that gets linked right back to your profile.
And of course, there's your location. Where you go, how long you're there, all of it is just another piece of the puzzle.
So when you take all these little pieces, your search history, what you buy, where you've been, even just the data about who you call in text, not the conversation itself, these powerful algorithms, they build a picture of you. And it's such a detailed picture that it can predict what you want, sometimes even before you realize it yourself. It knew about the hiking boots, not because it heard you talk about them, but because it saw you Googling local parks, it knows your friend recently bought hiking gear, and it saw you were both at the same coffee shop. Suddenly, listening seems, well, kind of primitive, doesn't it?
So, case closed, right? They don't need your mic. They have your digital shadow instead. But here's where it gets a little unsettling. Because what we've talked about so far, that's really only half the story.
Because while the listening myth isn't true, your phone has other hidden senses, and this is something most people have no idea about. Some apps have figured out a way to literally see what you're doing on your screen.
Yeah, I'm not making this up. Academic researchers dug into this and confirmed what people have feared for a while. Tucked away inside some pretty popular apps, there's code that can record everything you do. Every tap, every swipe, every piece of information you type. Just look at this. These are actual screenshots taken from a user's phone. They were captured by a third-party service, and the user had no idea it was happening. This isn't eavesdropping, it's screen recording. I mean, why would they need to hear your conversations if they can just watch you type them out? Okay, so screen recording is one of these hidden senses. But believe it or not, there's another one. And this one works in a way that sounds like something straight out of science fiction. It's a technology that can track you using sound that you literally cannot hear.
So, what if they could link all your devices together? Your TV to your phone, your laptop to your tablet, not with Wi-Fi, not with Bluetooth, but with silence.
It's a real thing. It's called ultrasonic tracking. The way it works is they embed these high-frequency audio signals, they call them beacons, into things like TV commercials, websites, or even the sound system in a physical store. These sounds are way too high-pitched for us to hear, but your phone can pick them up perfectly. But here's the surprising part. It's not always the microphone that's doing the listening.
Take a look at this graph. This is data coming from a phone's gyroscope, the little sensor that figures out which way you're holding your phone. Well, researchers discovered that these tiny motion sensors can actually be vibrated by these ultrasonic sounds. See that little disturbance right in the middle? That's the gyroscope hearing a sound that is completely inaudible to us. It basically creates a secret backdoor, turning a simple motion sensor into a kind of hidden microphone.
And this is the most important part of all. For an app to access your phone's microphone, it has to pop up a message and get your permission. You have to say yes. But to access the gyroscope, it requires 0 permissions. Any app, or even just a website you have open in your browser, can tap into this data without ever asking you. It makes this type of tracking completely invisible.
So let's circle back. The idea that your phone is constantly listening to your private conversations, that seems to be a myth. But the truth? The truth is so much more complex. It's not spying in the way we all thought, but what they are doing is still incredibly powerful.
So what's the takeaway here? It's that they don't need just one trick when they have a whole toolbox. They piece together your digital shadow from all your data trails. They can literally watch your screen without you knowing. And they can link your devices together with invisible sound, using a sensor you never even thought to worry about.
We started this whole thing by asking if your phone is listening to you, but maybe that was never the right question to begin with. Your phone has these hidden senses, gathering information in ways we never imagined. So the real question now is, are you really in control?